That's why you don't do that. If you'd like a lesson in copyright, don't play trailers that you don't 100% know are official. Sorry about that, guys. But Jack will be right back. Guys, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I know we don't usually do this on live shows, like a live streams, but if you'd like to call into the show and talk, you can do that starting now. The number is 617-863-7077. So you guys can start calling in as of now. I was gonna wait a couple minutes, but I didn't know Jack wasn't gonna be able to come in. Look at that, almost instantaneous. All right, so we're gonna answer.
Call from
Charlie.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. How about you?
Doing pretty good. Just laying around, not doing shit.
Yeah, I hear that. I just want to make sure everyone can hear you. I can't do this the way I would normally do it for the podcast. So in the comments, let me know if you guys can hear Charlie. Charlie, speak again.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
I'm pretty sure they can hear that. That's pretty loud. But let me know in the comments if you can hear Charlie. And we'll open the lines and we'll just talk. So Jack's sync fell apart apparently. So
okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be a minute. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your excitement for the upcoming Snyder Cut?
Well, okay. So to go back to say to Joss Whedon's version to compare it to now, I was disappointed. Don't get me wrong. It was still entertaining at the same time. So what do I expect from this one is that, I don't know. I mean, because I wasn't really a big fan of Ben Affleck as Batman, just to be honest. And it's nothing against Ben Affleck at all, because I do like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I'm not going to like every single role he does in movies either.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both, right? Like, you don't have to like every single time an actor steps into a role. I think that would be naive for us to think. Like, I love Chris Evans, but it doesn't mean I love him in every role he's ever been in.
Exactly.
So I agree with you there. That's okay. And I do think you're going to be excited.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think you're going to be a little bit surprised at some of the things.
I hope so.
Yeah. So that's good news.
Well, and the thing is that Zack Snyder himself, I'm picky on his movies, I've noticed, because without knowing it for the longest time, when I watched 300, I was actually not a fan of that movie. And when Man of Steel came out, I actually liked Man of Steel. So I was like, oh, wait, that's Zack Snyder too?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know that I happen to, like his movies a little different from each other.
Right. And you know what's funny is I think 300, a lot of people didn't know that Zack directed that until after the fact.
Yeah.
So you're not alone in saying that, I don't think, because I pride myself on my knowledge of film, but I even was surprised when I heard beforehand. I was like, oh, 300, that's a story that we all have heard before, but to see it come to live action, Zack Snyder's directing it, the guy who did Dawn of the Dead. Oh, okay, all right. I guess.
And see, I didn't know he did Dawn of the Dead, and when I found that out, I was like, okay, well, I actually happen to enjoy that, remake of the Dawn of the Dead, and not only that, but I kind of realized his directing style is almost similar to Alex Proyas, who is the guy who directed the first Crow movie.
You love The Crow.
Yes, I do.
You love The Crow. You love The Crow more than anybody I've ever met.
Yeah. It's an all-time favorite. It really is. And if I were to pick somebody to, say, direct a reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it these days, and still have Jason Momoa do it, I would pick Zack Snyder to actually do it, since he's got that grim, dark theme, just like Alex Proyas does, because he did Dark City. He did it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, imagine that.
Robot.
Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you be cool? Would that be a cool thing to see? Is Zack Snyder and Jason Momoa tackle a Crow reboot? Because I think that sounds like a match made in heaven, honestly.
I think it would happen.
That's a literal, like, that's a great idea, actually. I didn't even really I never even processed that point of it, but that would be a great combination.
Oh yeah, I believe it would be, because, whenever I watch actors in general, like who could play the role of Eric Draven as well as Brandon did, only like maybe 2 actors that come to mind, of course, just like saying right now, Jason Momoa. And I even thought Jared Leto, because of his version of the Joker, when they did the black and white picture, before you even saw the hair green or the makeup, all Joker look.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, he could probably play him, because he's an actual musician himself, which the role Eric Draven was a musician.
Okay. Oh, look who's
and
here.
Jason Momoa plays bass, so.
yeah, honestly. I didn't think about that earlier. Or I didn't think about, because every time you mentioned the Crow reboot, I never really put that together, that could actually potentially be a perfect match. Zach directing and Jason leading it. And if you wanted to pay tribute or respect the Crow that came before, I think that would be a good matchup.
Did you ever see the sequels that came after the first one?
I did not.
Okay, because there was City of Angels and then Salvation and Wicked Prayer. The City of Angels had Mia Kirshner, of course, and Vincent Perez, who played the Crow character. And then the third one was called Salvation, of course, and that had Eric Mabius and Kirsten Dunst in it. And then the fourth one, Wicked Prayer, surprisingly, is Edward Furlong, the boy from Terminator 2, with Tara Reid, and the guy who played Angel from Buffy in the show Angel.
David Boreanaz.
He can't.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I can only hear you.
Oh, okay.
So I've never done this for the live show. So for the podcast, we have it set up so me and Justice can both hear it. But there's no way to set it up for a live stream so that Jack can hear you. Actually, could you hear him through the microphone? You can hear him, but he can't hear you backwards. Unless you're listening.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're watching.
I can't hear
show.
Jack. He's not speaking yet.
Yeah. So I would just have to relay what you say.
Okay. Sorry, Jack.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Take your time. My sink collapsed.
Yeah, what happened?
We have a piece of crap IKEA vanity, and it just collapsed.
I was letting you listen. So Jack said his sink collapsed. So he had he did have to take a little time to fix that. So if you could just maybe, because I know we do have a couple people in line all of a sudden to call in, which is weird. I didn't really.
Yeah, that's fine.
No. But I would like to get you your whole 10 minutes worth of time. You're at the 7-minute mark. So tell us which character, which story arc, which plot point, what are you most excited to see?
If I got to be honest, I would say Superman more, only because Superman was more my childhood hero growing up, more than, say, Aquaman, Flash, and the rest. But next to that would be Batman. So Superman and Batman, just to kind of see what happens between them, seeing him in the black suit, and yeah, just Superman. If anything, number one, it's Superman.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude. I'm so happy that you called. Make sure we're going to be here every Saturday. We're working on getting it a little bit more fluid. As of right now, it's a little, and you know what it is. It's like if 2 people call at the same time, it's as of right now, it's impossible to take both calls because
of course,
that's we don't have all the money in the world. Shout out, get on that Patreon, everybody, and maybe we will have all the money in the world to do this. But as of right now, it's kind of, first come, first serve. But every Saturday we'll be opening the lines. And then I'm working on a show throughout the week. I think it's going to be Thursday for TY's Corner. We're going to do like an open forum style, which will involve the same thing. We're more than happy to have you join us each time we open the phone lines up, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And hopefully we can do this after the Kong, versus Godzilla movie comes out and, share our opinions on that.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there for opening day. We'll be doing – actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea to do at the theater.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because
Take
we're
some calls over there and stuff like that. Hell yeah.
yeah, because we
And
work.
if anybody wants to find me, of course, Raging Entertainment. That's me.
Yes, that's him. That's him. That's him, guys. So head over to Raging Entertainment, that channel on YouTube. And all right, Charlie, we'll hear from you next time. All right, buddy.
All right. Take care, man.
All right.
Bye.
All right. So, okay, let me get the next person. And Jack, how'd everything go?
I have kind of sort of propped it up. Because vanities are expensive, like sync vanities. So I'm like, it's propped up right now, but it's not like it's, it's seconds from collapse.
Right. What take yesterday out of the mix.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for in the Snyder Cut the second time around?
Ooh. See, I can't even know if I can say it without spoiling something. But all right, let me.
Yeah, you can. You could be like, I'm excited for Batman.
Yeah. Cyborg again.
Cyborg, yeah.
Cyborg
Yes.
and Silas Stone.
Yeah, I think like from what Zach said, him being the heart of the film.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you that the cyborg that we got in Justice League was not the cyborg that was envisioned for us.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely excited to see what the storyline is and where it goes and how it develops. And I hope we definitely get more of Cyborg down the road. I think that it's a shame that Warner Brothers has taken him out of the Flash at this point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I
hope that changes, and I think it might because, well, without saying anything, I think people can assume why he's he should be back in Flash. I don't know if they've already started filming yet, but I know that script exists where he's in it. So
yeah, they should definitely get him in there. I think he did a great job. I think he does a great job. I mean, I was even saying that him in True Detective was one of my favorite parts of True Detective.
Yeah.
All right.
From
Billy.
I don't like my phone rings at the same time. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. How are you doing? Sorry that we got
hanging in there.
So just for anyone that wanted to know, we didn't get like suspended or anything, or we didn't get suspended. They just took, I think they were just being safe and cautious, and they took the stream down, but we didn't get any strikes or flags or anything. Like when you look at the video, it usually says detail, or if you have a copyright claim, which is not a strike, it usually says, you got one. But it didn't even say that. So I think it was just being cautious.
I've had the same thing happen to me last week. I did a commercial for a local sponsor for my channel. He provides me a lot with the VHSs that I review on my show. And it got cut down, and I disputed it, and I asked the question why. And because his business card that I was filming says retired old fart. And they said that was, defamating to, senior citizens. And I'm thinking,
Jesus.
It's his card.
Yeah. The world's gone soft, my man.
That is true.
The
but,
world-
I told him I'll fix it up. And, so he was understanding. And, so I didn't get another strike against me. So
yeah,
I try not to rattle the boat too much or,
stay under the
I'm
radar.
not that good of a swimmer.
Yes, stay under the radar because you don't want to be above it for sure. Like,
Oh God, yeah.
because Matt Jarbo, he can't do live streams for 3 months because he shared a picture of a leaked Zack Snyder Justice League. When it leaked on Monday.
Yeah.
He shared something from the leak, and they took his stream down and suspended him for 3 months. So, I mean, for someone who loves to do this and for someone who loves streaming and doing shows, that's a 3 months without your face on YouTube. People forget. People move on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I got a little worried.
Yeah. Back in 2019, I kind of jumped back into it to jump back into YouTube for full time while I was on a leave of absence from a job, and you know, I was amazed at how much had changed and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
God, I was only gone for less than a year, you know, not doing a lot of videos, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
but hey, you gotta do what you have to do to survive.
You
That's
know
what I
it.
do, man.
You know it, man. You know it. What are you most excited for in the upcoming March 18th release of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Just to see the movie completed as he wanted and how he intended it to be.
Yes.
That's exactly how I mean.
Definitely.
I said it in.
Definitely.
I mean, I talked about, you know, the 2017 version just a few weeks ago, and I mean, I didn't mind that version, but I can tell that this is not what Zack Snyder wanted.
Right.
I mean, any blind man could have seen that.
Yeah, and that's the, you know, that's the part that why, you know, I was saying that I was smiling from ear to ear yesterday. Some of the times that I was smiling for, they didn't have anything to do with the content that I was seeing. It was more or less that I was seeing it, right?
Yeah.
It was that for 4 or 5 long years, I wasn't sure what could have been. And the fact that I was seeing what is, it just made me, it made my heart happy.
You know, when it was told that they were going to be doing a cinematic universe for DC, when Man of Steel was getting ready to come out, and they said this is the start of a whole new universe in movies, my big concern was I don't want it to be like Marvel. I want, just like the comic books, Marvel had a different tone, and DC had a different tone.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted in the movies.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy that, because if DC was just a carbon copy of Marvel, like, that's no fun for anybody. That's no fun for any moviegoer, right? You know
I can't see Batman doing puns.
what like that's definitely broken, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. I did get a little tickled by that when he, you know, said, yep, something's bleeding. You know, I did get a little tickle in that because of the reference from the previous film.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you know, we got that campiness from Batman and Robin. It did not work.
It didn't work. I don't think it worked.
I mean, they had a good balance with Batman Forever.
Yeah.
When it came to that.
Yeah.
But Batman and Robin was a firm proof that you cannot camp up DC universes anymore. And they were thinking about DC universe movies back then. Batman and Robin was a gateway.
It was definitely going to be a gateway. I mean, we all know that the whole shared universe thing isn't a new idea, but it is a new like, Marvel had perfected it. Marvel perfected it, and people were envious of that, and they were like, okay, listen, we know how it can be done now. We know that it's possible. We just have to find our rhythm. And I'm glad that, like you said, I'm glad that DC didn't take that same route. We know that campy Batman and Superman movies, they could be good, but they're not going to be great.
Exactly.
So
I mean, Marvel did it great. The MCU worked because they did the same formula when it came to interconnecting stories by showing one scene that may not have been tied into the whole movie itself that you just watched, but it tied in to the greater story to go, oh, yeah, that's right. Everything's connected. You know, it's that little reminder. That's what those post-credits usually are.
Yeah.
To remind you there's a greater picture on the way.
Exactly.
And we got it. In game.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And you know, like, for instance, but then you get those films like Winter Soldier where it's definitely a solo story. It's a more grounded take on the Captain America character, but we still get those post-credit scenes where we're, like you said, we're reminded that, hey, this is part of a larger story, and don't forget it. Like, here's what's coming next. And I always respected that. I don't like picking sides. I don't like saying
Yeah,
that I
neither
like.
do I.
Yeah, I don't like saying I like Marvel more than DC. I don't like saying I like DC more than Marvel, even though the latter tends to be the case. I still
Yep.
love. I mean, I have Chris Evans's Captain America tattooed on me, right? So, but
Yep.
but then again, I have the whole Justice League. So, I love all these characters. I love that we're in the like. This is it. This is the golden time to be a nerd.
Exactly.
So
I mean, I see some of these kids that walk around, you know, nowadays, you know, and they're about as nerdy as I was back in the day, but they got a cheerleader holding on their arm, you know. I'm thinking,
right, we would have got our butts
I'm born
kicked.
3 decades too late. Damn, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah. We would have gotten beat up behind the lunchroom.
exactly. I can remember, you know, people, you know, poking fun at me and a few of the guys I hung with. You know, we would look at comics and stuff. We bring our comics and like, hey, look, take a look at this, take a look at that. See, this is what I have, you know. And of course, some of the jocks who I actually were more athletic than most of them, and that's one of the other reasons why they didn't like me, because
Yeah,
you know I had that little extra hidden skill like Clark Kent, you know.
yeah.
But,
You were a hybrid.
yeah,
You're a
but I seem to enjoy, you know, this wonderful world that's been created for us.
yeah, and that's how I always was. Like I was friends with I guess you call them the popular kids, but I was also
Yeah.
friends with the what we called they were the emos, right? Like I
Yeah.
remember I was in high school like during the 2000s, right? I graduated in 2011, so like we called them emos, and it's not to offend anybody. I'm just saying,
Yep.
Panic at the Disco is really popular, right? So,
Yeah.
but I was friends with them too, and I was friends with everyone. I'm glad I grew up the way I did, because I wouldn't be here today sitting where I am if I had gone just to one side of things. Because for a long
it
time,
was my mother, you know, who got me into comics and and she was a rare bird for her time, because for you know, a girl that grew up in, you know, the late 60s, early 70s as a child, you know, she was a rare bird because she was female. She enjoyed Star Trek. She absolutely loved comic books and Star Wars. And at the same time, she was also, you know, a metalhead. But I mean, I had the best of both worlds when it came to my mother. And I always, you know, not to go off subject, but when my favorite movie memory is Superman 2, the Lester cut, because, you know, it was in theaters. And, you know, and I still get goosebumps when I talk about it or choke up, because when that scene, you know, when Christopher Reeve always, you know, would break the fourth wall and look at the camera and smile at you.
yeah,
You know, my mom would hunch over and tell me that, hey, Chris Reeve's smiling at you, you know, Superman's smiling at you. You know, for a little kid, that's, you know.
that's everything.
Yeah. I mean, comic books all in general is just the greatest thing in the world, you know, because all kids can relate. Every kid who's got either social problems, who's got physical problems, or, you know, maybe mental problems, and, you know, whether they're gay, straight, black, white, Asian, you know, Native American, those characters represent them.
Yeah.
They're, you know, and they're there, right there. Stan Lee was really great at doing that.
Very.
Danny O'Neill, you know, and I love the fact that comic books, movies are starting to embrace that
Diversity.
the diversity. Exactly. I don't care if like Johnny Storm was portrayed by Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
As long as you explain it, okay.
Right. As long as, and that's what. So right now we're dealing with the whole Constantine thing, and should they choose a person of color to play John Constantine, who has been, you know, really like he's a white blonde-haired male, right? So they're thinking about casting a person of color, and all I think is, if you do the character justice for his mannerisms, his characteristics, his depth, and his arcs, if you get those right, I don't care if he's blue. I mean, I'd probably care if he was blue, honestly. I really would.
Well, it's like the whole thing with J.J. Abrams and his next Superman movie. If it's going to be about the Superman in the comic books and the Elseworld stories,
Yeah.
what a great opportunity. You can tell a different story by using the Superman motif. And those were great stories that were written in the comics.
Yes. And
And
they are just as like, we need to hear those stories just as much as we need to hear Henry Cavill's story, right? We need to.
yeah, and I still want Henry Cavill to be Superman.
Yeah.
I think he is probably the greatest Superman since Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman of all time. I mean, I'm biased because I didn't grow up with Christopher Reeves as Superman. I sort of did, like by reference, I suppose. But he was. I never had a Superman, right? I really Brandon
Well,
Routh.
you had the closest you had was Smallville in your generation.
Yeah, and Smallville, like when I was watching Smallville, I never really thought of it as a Superman story.
Yeah. He's good Clark Kent.
Exactly how it's supposed to be.
He's Clark Kent. He's not
Right.
Superman.
Yeah, he's Clark Kent.
Exactly how the showrunners intended it to be.
Yeah. I felt it was more a Clark Kent story, not a Kal-El story.
Exactly.
And that's okay. And that's okay. But Brandon Routh didn't do it for me. And then
That movie was 30 minutes too long, and they had the wrong scenes added into that movie.
yeah, for sure. And then when I saw Henry on screen, I fell in love.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did. And not
You know what really got me when it came to Man of Steel was towards the end when they started playing Hans Zimmer's score for Flight, basically the name of the theme song to Man of Steel.
Yeah.
When that music started playing and the credits started rolling and the crest showed up and the music really kicked into overdrive, I knew, okay, and because I was watching in the drive-ins with my kids, and my kids were sitting there watching it intensely, and I'm thinking, this is exactly how I thought as a kid when it came to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is this generation's Superman, and we need to embrace it.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder's verse, as you said, we need to embrace it.
They do. They need to they need to take the L. Like Warner Brothers needs to admit, we messed up. We're sorry. Let's move on together and give you guys the universe that you want, that we want, and we'll have a singular goal to create something that's larger than life. Like, it's okay to be wrong. That's the thing that Hollywood executives don't realize. It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Yep.
So
I mean, just because you got those Ivy League, degrees and stuff like that, don't mean you know everything.
exactly.
And that's not knocking people who are gone to college and everything like that. I had the opportunity, but I chose another path in life at the time.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. It's like Hollywood almost seems too afraid to have another George Lucas and Scorsese and Spielberg and Coppola.
Yeah. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but
I think if Zack Snyder was left at because they gave him his director's cut. Every movie that he's almost ever had his director's cut to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they made great sales on, I've worked retail for 20 years and we never kept a copy, especially when it came to when people found out that there's a Batman v Superman director's cut.
Oh yeah,
baby. Those suckers went quick.
Yes, they did. And they're about to re-release it again with the correct color grading and the IMAX ratio, and it's gonna all those people that bought the director's cut back then are coming back to get the new one, the correct one, I should say.
So I can't afford that.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
It's like the old saying my dad used to tell me. He's like, "How many times are you going to buy the White Album?"
Oh man.
And it's like this. I'm not buying Star Wars again. I mean, I've got them all on Blu-ray.
It's only $20.
I got them in a special package in Blu-ray from 10 years ago, and then I bought the Blu-rays of the sequel trilogy. I know it's sacrilegious. I know, but my kids like them.
Hey, listen, the sequels, they have a place in history as well.
Yeah, I mean, they had a real good place in history. They made everybody love the prequels. I mean, no, but when it comes to Justice League, I mean, I haven't felt this hype. And then I said it on one of your comments, during the live chat. So I think the show a couple of days ago. I haven't anticipated a film since episode 1. back in '99.
Yeah, and
I have not felt that.
I think
I'm getting age.
I think that's what this movie has done to people. It's given them that feeling again to be excited for something. Like as a community, we've gotten excited for this movie. For the past year, the hype has been, on another level. But this movie has brought people together that wouldn't be brought together otherwise. And it's done something special. And instead of looking away or trying to move on from that, we need to embrace it and continue it, because we need something to unite us at this point. And Zack Snyder's Justice League has done that in a way that no politician will ever be able to do.
Yeah, that's very true.
But listen,
Star Wars kind of did the same thing back in '77.
Yeah,
there was a lot of crap going on. They were just getting over the Vietnam War, the gas shortage. They had just gotten over Watergate. Jimmy Carter was trying his best to do what he knew was right to do, but
it was a pretty dark
everything
time.
was going to hell in a handbag.
Yeah,
and the movies reflected at the time. But when Star Wars came around, wow, boom,
right.
Everybody was, you could tell the difference when you see newsreels and everything when it came to pre-Star Wars, post-Star Wars.
Got us united.
See, the mood had changed.
I just played a little snippet. I'm sorry. It was the Ben Affleck saying, "Not us united," right? But listen, thank you so much for calling, man. I truly appreciate everyone. Whenever anyone calls, this is like my new favorite thing, by the way, is especially the podcast. When we do it for the podcast, we're not like video recording it anymore. So we're running it like an old radio show, and it's been the most fun thing I've ever done. It really is.
That's exactly how I've been running my shows. When I stopped doing all my other shows and I rebooted everything, my whole brand, and I started the Movie Dog Show. All I did was put the camera in front of the TV, use the screensaver from a menu, and just do what I love doing, talking about movies. And if I'm lucky, hopefully we can set up a day where I can have you on.
Oh yeah.
And I just talk movies, and that's the great thing about this forum.
It is. It is. I agree.
That's where you guys have been doing great. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Jack says thank you as well. I know that you can't hear him right now, but that's because I've never done this part. I've never tried to do call-ins for a live show, but next time I'll get it working so that everyone, I don't have to hold this Beats pill to the microphone because this looks sloppy.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'm looking like a doofus right now, but so as he said, guys, you can find him on the Movie Dogs channel. Head over there. He's got a great thing going on, talking movies, talking everything he's passionate about. Any parting words of like any kind words? Anything you want to say?
Just want to give just a few shout outs to my kids who are actually behaving today, so I can talk on the phone. Mm-hmm. And my wife, she her friends went out and had a mom-free day. They're out, out in St. Pete partying up. So just glad that she got to get away. She works hard for these kids and she homeschools them. So that's a hard job.
Hell yeah. The parents are.
You guys keep it up.
Thank you, sir. When you said the Collider comment the other day, I was blushing.
Hey, it's the truth. I mean, there's, between you guys and Robert Meyer Burnett, I'll occasionally watch Campia every once in a while still, but
yeah, he's a good guy.
It seems like it's almost, in Popcorn Planet, they kind of spice it up a little bit, but
they do a good job.
You're talking real, and I'm loving it.
Thank you, man. You're always welcome at the Pop Culture Corner. We always love getting to interact, and it'll never change. That interaction will never change. I promise you that.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, you take it easy, and I can't wait to have you on the show.
Of course. I can't wait to join you.
All right, man.
All right.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, buddy.
Peace.
All right.
Will they be able to hear me now?
What?
Can they hear me now?
They can hear you now.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I really liked what he said. About Chris Reeve and why these movies are so important to us. And right now, DC, without saying too much, is more exciting. At least I feel more excited, and I did not know that I would feel excited about a DCEU movie, and I have not felt excited about a DCEU movie since probably 2017.
In a long time. And
I wanted to see Aquaman, but I wasn't like, ooh, Aquaman. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't excited.
oh yeah, okay. I was excited.
Excited in the sense that I was for BVS or even Justice League when that first came out.
Right,
what I mean?
right. I know. I feel you 100%. I really do. And the thing is I can't wait till March 19th because I cannot wait to share in the excitement and share in what the future may hold. Because I mean, Grace Randolph, as much as I dislike Grace, right? And Jack knows this more than anybody else. I really have issues with her and what she says.
But it was weird.
And I truly, but she's even going out saying that, and no one gave her flack for some reason when she said this, but she said that there could potentially be Warner Brothers executives that are wanting to do Justice League 2 and 3.
Yep.
So, I'll just quote her on it and hopefully I won't get in trouble. But, I would love Justice League 2 would probably be the best bet right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll greenlight, but the thing is, it seems like you would almost have to greenlight 2 and 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
There's no way to do one or the other.
Yeah, and I think right now there is no one expected. I think Warner Brothers. Remember, when we say Warner Brother executives, there's tending to think it's like Hamada, Emmerich, and just two guys. There's a whole team of people. They go at the direction of whoever the CEO is, whether it's Kevin Sujihara, whether it's Toby Emmerich, I think, who's the CEO right now. But there are other executives who are going to look at this and be like, hey, forget about 2017. Why aren't we making more of this? And the reaction, I'm pretty sure, will be positive. I want to make a comment, but I can't make it. So, all right.
Stop doing that, though.
Yeah,
Stop doing that.
At least I catch myself.
You're going to get everybody aggravated.
Yeah.
At
least I'm catching myself because I'm about to say something. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not that I'm giving away spoilers, but what I say could.
No. But you're saying so, and I don't even care that you're saying it.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't. But it's like when someone says, "Oh, I'm going to tell you the story." Oh no, I can't. Right? You're like, just fucking tell it.
Yeah.
Just tell the story. But no. I love this one. We get it, Jack. You're rich. I don't know what this was about, but I love it. I love it. And then I am going to directly answer this question. I cannot. The answer is that it is too risky, and it would be a breach of the embargo. So join me tomorrow, and we'll talk about a couple things a little bit more. Jack and I will. Maybe Jack will be here tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depending on his work schedule.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we are allowed to finally review the film, not without spoilers. We're going to review it without talking about any details. I'll give you my general thoughts on the film, whether I was excited or not, and what my score for the movie will be. So I do it out of 10, and I'll give you my score. So join us tomorrow, and we'll get into all the non-spoiler reviews. Again, I want to go out and say it. This 100%. Spoiling this film is against my religion. Spoiling any film is against my religion. This one is like the holy grail of movies. I would never do that to anybody.
Yeah. And also, even if there's people intentionally spoiling it, don't try to be curious, because I know some people are like, "Ooh, let me click on that link."
Like this comment says it all. Where is it?
Yeah.
All right. Part of me wants to fall into the anti-life equation and look for a leak, because damn, really sucks that many are seeing it multiple times, and even spoilers are starting to surface.
Yeah.
That says it all, right?
Yeah.
It becomes almost like a pressure. It's like a fear of missing out.
Yeah. Not only that, do you think maybe they shouldn't have done this with the early screenings? I mean, I'm glad we saw it, but
it happens. It happens for every movie.
Oh, it does. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It happens for every film ever.
All right.
But this movie is in such a spotlight
Yeah.
that it looks to be like it's a special thing, but everyone gets screeners.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
for
all right.
every big blockbuster film, like there's people that are probably watching Godzilla vs Kong tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
You know, like this isn't something that's a new idea.
Yeah.
You show the film to press early so they can write their reviews and get them out to get you more excited about seeing it.
Ooh, we're press.
Actually, so they gave us the opportunity to
Yeah.
watch it either yesterday or tomorrow,
Mhm.
which is the 13th or the 15th. And I chose the earlier one.
Yeah.
So that's neither here nor there, but
Yeah. But yeah, no, it is kind of it is hard because you want to make a point and you don't want to ruin it. But folks, please avoid Twitter, baby. Except for us, make sure you follow us. But like, if you see someone like posting stuff, oh my god, this scene was so cool, stuff like that. Just it is worth watching on your own.
yeah. And listen, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I know if you liked BVS and if you liked Man of Steel and those movies are something special to you, this movie fits into line with those ones, right?
Yeah.
So it's you're gonna enjoy it. And even for some of the people that didn't enjoy Man of Steel
I was
or
about to say that, yeah.
didn't enjoy BVS, they're gonna like it too. Most of them. I think that this film is gonna change how a lot of people look at the Snyderverse in general, and I think it's going to be a good thing for continuing the universe.
Exactly, and I'm 100% down. I
Yeah.
think that's where they should go now. I think that's where they have to go is do the Snyderverse, and do it right. You know, let the auteur take over and let him do his thing. Because right now, there's a lot of excitement, and I guarantee the excitement's going to get bigger once Army of the Dead comes out, and that'll be a completely different type of film. I mean, we already know that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Army of the Dead. I really can't.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Justin Hin's asked, but will they get Ben back? If Zach asks Ben to come back, he'll be back.
Hines. His name is Justin Hines. He's
Whatever.
my buddy from Arizona.
Wouldn't Hines be Hindes?
No,
That
like your
why?
hind leg.
What,
Like your
what
hind
is
leg.
what is telling me that I is a long form?
I
Nothing.
don't know, just like a hind, I guess.
I don't know, man.
A hind leg is spelled
Hinds.
like that.
Justin, no,
That's how my dad says it. My dad says Justin Hinds, your friend Justin Hinds. Like that, it's Hines.
I'm Pakistani. What do you know? Yeah, I never knew it. But Justin Hines. Sorry, Justin. I'm sorry about that. If Zach asked Ben to come back, he's going to be back. I mean, look, he asked him to come back for additional photography, and he didn't skip a beat. He was there.
Yeah.
So and he didn't have to.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. Hindi.
Hind D. That's a reference to there's a Russian helicopter called the Hind D. It's called Hind D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's another
but
so further proof that it's Hind.
whatever. I mean, if you're saying it's
Like
Hind,
fine. Like fine. There's no vowel to make I. You call it fine.
well, listen, I wouldn't have immediately. I went to school for English too, and I wouldn't have guessed
or
that was.
bind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we get it. But I am super excited. By the way, we're still gonna do our March 18th show, which will start on March 17th.
Yeah.
We'll start that around 10:30, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
and we'll go all the way through till like 9 or 10 in the morning. So definitely join us for that. And you can stop through whenever you want, say hello, call in, do whatever you want. Press to say answer Sam. Yes, press screenings can be risky if the press doesn't like the movie, but if you're confident in your film, you're always going to let people see it early so that they could do their reviews. If you're confident in your film, I mean, and someone doesn't like it, then someone doesn't like it, right?
Yeah.
You gotta take what you have and you gotta be confident in it. So they were very confident in this movie and they should have been. So I'm very excited. So join us on March 17th. Join us tomorrow. And the Snyder Cut documentary that we're doing, the next episode should be out tomorrow. It's been a crazy weekend. I'm sorry about the delay, but we're working on that as well. Guys, it's been a pleasure. The more we go, the harder it becomes, and the more easy it becomes to just say something stupid. Join us tomorrow non-spoiler review. Again, it's against my religion. I will never be the reason that you know something that you shouldn't know. I love you all. We do it for you and we do it for the culture. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Become a patron. It's only $5. Help support the show so we can keep delivering quality productions. Today, $100 came out of my account for various things that I pay for the show. And I need help with that. All right. All right. Just kidding. I got that stimmy yesterday too. I was pretty excited about that. But guys, we love you. And we'll be back tomorrow for TY's Corner. Join Justice tonight. I think he's doing a stream. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him all day, but I'm pretty sure Drip's Corner is going to be live tonight. So I do want to give him the opportunity to have an audience. Jack, let's bring us out on this one.
All right, folks, we have a lot of great things going. Make sure you become a patron. Only $5 a month. A lot cheaper than Disney Plus.
Hell yeah.
But we want to thank Caden. We want to thank ODD, right? Not
Odd.
Nick DePalma, and we want to thank them for their monthly contributions. Please become a Patreon. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. We're on Facebook. We're sponsored by Bonks. In fact, I will be doing part of the show Wednesday evening from Bonks on St. Patrick's Day, which is a very smart decision on my part. But we'll be live from there. And so just Ty and Justice, or I guess just maybe Ty, will be doing it there in Boston, and I'll be doing it at Bonks. So hopefully it won't be so loud that you won't be able to hear me.
No, we did the test. It was fine.
Yeah. But St. Patrick's Day, it depends how serious people are going to take COVID protocols, and I have a feeling that this St. Patrick's Day, no one's paying attention. Last year they did. People were like, all right. But this year they're like, screw you.
Yeah. They're like, I just want to get out.
You're just going to see a SWAT team just assault the bar while I'm in the back.
Dude, I feel like as long as you bring that headset with you, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm doing.
It directs the microphone inward.
Yeah.
And everything outside of the microphone kind of, the way sound travels.
Yeah.
It looks like it blocked out a lot of it.
Yeah. So hopefully it should be fine. And then we're going to break to watch the movie, right?
Yes, we are.
All right. So I think it's 2 a.m. on the East Coast, right?
Something like that, yeah.
2 a.m. So then we'll be back in the morning. And then we can discuss. Can we discuss spoilers on the 18th, or do you want to wait till the 19th?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, all right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But spoilers will be very limited.
Yeah.
Like we'll hit you with a nice spoiler warning, like back out, go watch the movie first.
Yeah.
We'll give you like a 10-minute head start.
Yeah.
But on the 18th, we're going in.
Yeah.
Finally.
Because there's a chance that people might not be able to see it till the night of the
course,
18th if they're
of course.
working or school
Of
or
course.
whatever.
And they should have the right to watch it. There's usually like a 2-week buffer.
Yeah.
That you have to warn people before you do something.
Yeah.
So I'm making graphics already that say, Snyder Cut stuff is about to be talked about in depth. So back out now if you haven't seen it. So
yeah.
And then on the 27th, Us United, Allison Crow and Brandon Spink will be joining us for that stream. It's going to be a great time, and it's all for charity, guys. So make sure you show up and show your support for your boys in red and black. All right. That's about it. We'll see you. Wait, when will we see you next time? Oh, yeah, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow next time.